What's up, Nance Pam, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to talk about helping nurses on how to choose the right job for you. And if you're new to this channel, do not forget to like, to subscribe, and to leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. And as usual, I'm Samantha. I am a nurse, and I share basically about my nursing experiences, but also my other life and my other interests on this channel. So if you like the content, feel free to subscribe. Every time we finish our nursing courses, our medical courses, I always see people rushing to get jobs. The new nurses, the newer nurses, mainly in pharmacies, in clinics, and you do not have a say in how much they pay you. You just go because you're in a rush, you're in a hurry, everyone is working, everyone is doing something, so you want to work. And they do not pay your work. You find that they're giving you 100,000. You find that they're giving you very little money that is beneath your work, beneath what you have studied for. So this is where I come in to give you things or tips to consider when choosing the right job for you as a nurse. So let's get into the topic. The first thing you should consider is, does the facility, does the hospital, does the clinic encourage growth of its employees? This can come in multiple forms. It may come in continuity of studies. You are at a certificate level, you are at a diploma level, and you want to go back to study. Are your employers encouraging you to go back to school? Are they telling you that you have to specialize in this, you have to go back and study so that you can get these opportunities? You have to also look at, are they sending you for conferences? Are they sending you for further training in a specific specialty at your facility? You have to think about growth when you are accepting a job somewhere, because no one wants to be at a place for like 10 years, 20 years when you're stuck in the same place. Yet other people are evolving, other people are developing. And I always tell people that you do not want to be 40 years, you do not want to be 50 years of age and you're still running around the hospital after patients. You have to think about other things. You have to grow as a person, because you're not the same person today. You're not the same person tomorrow. We keep on evolving. The Samantha that you met in January is not going to be the same Samantha that you're going to meet in December. So you have to think about growth. Your employers have to encourage you as a nurse to grow in your own field. Another thing you should consider is your specialty. This is very, very important for us to know in which specialty you want to get into. Where you have, like, you should have a general idea of where you want to work as a nurse, because now there is like a billion specialties or fields in nursing that you can do. There is mental health. There are mental health nurses, the people who work in Butarica Hospital. There are mental health nurses. There is oncology, there is ped, there is cardiology, and there are also trauma nurses. There are so many opportunities now, and that's why I always encourage nurses to go back and upgrade, go back and study, because it's no longer a hospital only. There are so many opportunities that need to be like worked on, whatever like you want to call it. And this is where you come in. So if you're looking into working into any of those fields, you just apply to that hospital. You just, because now specialty is the way to go. You're seeing more and more hospitals are going into specialty. So in the long run, you will see there are more specialized nurses in the field. You should also consider salary. This is a game changer when you're looking for a job. I would advise you not to tie yourself down to one job when you're looking for a good job for yourself, because if one job cannot give you like the money that you're asking for, another job is willing to give it to you. You have to also ask yourself, like, if they're giving you a package or your salary package, what does it come with? Some hospitals come with salary packages where there is transport allowance, where there is lunch allowance. So you have to look at that when you're looking at the salary, and definitely you have to keep your options open. You can apply to so many jobs, and then you compare their salaries and choose what is best for you and what is best for your lifestyle. Definitely, they need you, you need them. It's a give and take in the situation. So you have to compare, choose the right one for you, and know your worth. Location, location, location. Location changes everything. Here is what I mean. So you have to ask yourself, are you going to commute? Are you going to go to and from? Or are you going to relocate to that place that you have decided to take the job? And what are you leaving behind? There are some people who are not comfortable leaving their families behind, not comfortable leaving their jobs, their businesses behind. So you also have to ask yourself that. Then you also have to ask yourself, do you want to work in the city, urban area, or you want to work in the village, the rural areas? So some people are not comfortable working in town. Some people are not comfortable working in the villages. So also that comes about. You have to ask yourself that when you're applying for this job. Now, for example, government jobs here in Uganda, you can apply, but they may throw you anywhere. Are you ready for that? So you have to ask yourself that unless when you're going to apply in a private area where you know that I'm going to work in this hospital and that is it. Because transportation is expensive, you might end up using your salary to transport yourself. And when you get your next salary, you again using your transport to transport yourself to that job. So you have to look at the location of the place because you do not want to encroach onto your salary, you don't want to encroach onto your money if you have other responsibilities at home. So think about location when you're applying for that job. You also have to consider flexibility in the schedules. This is very important for nurses because we work 3 days, 4 days, and then you're off the rest of the day. So what are you doing in those days? So you have to know, are you working day shifts, evening shifts? Are you permanently working night shifts? Because these shifts or schedules also affect our lifestyle. I've seen people who are working on holidays, who are working on Eid, who are working on Christmas, on Easter, and they want to spend time with their families. So you have to also consider these things. You have to ask these things, is it a permanent or are we changing? Because if it is permanent, for example, night shifts, you may not be able to put your kids to bed. If it is permanent day shifts or evening shifts, you may not be able to do some things for your families. That is the reason why I am very, very, very strict and serious about my days of work because that is my me time and I spend it the way that I want. That is the reason why on my channel too you will see videos of me doing the things that I love to do. And it is to show you that you can balance. There is a balance for everything. Working is not everything. Money is not everything. So you as a nurse should also look at their schedules and you can see if you can do with the flexibility of the place so that you can have your social life too. Because at the end of the day, when you're old, when you're there is nothing you can do for yourself, you will have to ask yourself if you have done the things that you've always wanted to do. You also have to find out about the culture of that place and so also some input from the nurses. But this may be difficult, especially if you're a new nurse, because who is going to tell you that, oh my God, here we are overpaid, or we are underpaid, or we are overworked? It's rare for a nurse to tell you that. But you can get some of the information online. Now everything you can get it online. You can just Google any hospital or Google any facility and you get to know the feedback from the patient, from other medics. And also another thing is you when you get the input from maybe fellow workers, you can ask them like, how long have you been here? How long have you been working in this facility? If someone is telling you, I've been here for 20 years, I've been here for 15, I've been here for 6 years, that's a good sign. If majority of people are telling you that, that is a good sign. But if you ask around and people are telling you, I've been here for 6 weeks, I've been here for a month, I've been here for a week, I've been here for 4 months, I've been here for 6 months, and majority of the nurses there are telling you that. That is a red flag. Why isn't that hospital, why isn't that facility, why isn't that clinic keeping health workers there? Why are they leaving? So you who is coming in that facility, you're also going to face the same problems as the people who are leaving the facility. So it is a red flag. You should ask yourself that. And also, you should look at the way that the employers are interacting with the workers. You do not want to go to a facility where you are repeating the same thing to your employer every day, every day, every day, and They're not even caring about you, yet you're the one working for them, you're the one bringing in the money for them, you're the one working on the patients for them. So you have to also look at that. And you may not go around getting answers to everything, but you can use your eyes, you can use your ears. Look around. Are these nurses happy when they're working? Are they tired? Are they welcoming? Are they stressed? Because if you accept a job in this facility, you're going to be the same way that these nurses are. So you have to also look into that. Then look at the doctors, because when you move through, you already see doctors working, nurses are working, lab people are working, all these people are working. How are the doctors interacting with the nurse? Are they in acceptance of the collaborative work with the nurses? Are they open to questions? Are they open to being corrected even when the nurses notice that something wrong has been done? Like, you have to look at all these things before you sign any working contract with the company that you're going to work for, or the hospital, the clinic, wherever you're also applying. You also have to look at your potential employer. Does it provide a supportive environment for you to work as a nurse? Because if you're understaffed, you're going to overwork, but is the pay worth it? So you have to ask yourself all these questions before you sign any contract. In a nutshell, you have to ask questions. You know, when you go into an interview, and then they ask you questions, and then after that they ask you, do you have any questions? You have to ask these questions. You have to get out of that place with your questions answered. All of them may not be answered, but some of them will have to be answered. So those are some of the things or tips that I had for you. I hope you find them helpful. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. See you in my next. Have a good one.